Good morning. Maybe I should put this light on. Can you see me okay? It's a bit hazy. Let me just pop this light on maybe. Is that better? I don't know. I don't know. How are we? I hope you are all well. I apologise if it's a little bit, I look as if I've got like a film over me. I don't think I have. Sorry, I'm just wiping the camera. How are we, my loves? I hope you are all well. I will just wait and see that you guys can hear me. Send me the thumbs up or send me some love or something like that. Let me know that you can hear me, okay? My water is leaking. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are we? Can you let me know that you can hear me okay, please? Oh, what a beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, thanks, Anthony. Much appreciated. Okay, good morning. How are we? What a beautiful, beautiful weekend. So much has gone on since the thanks for letting me know, Jessica. Much appreciated. Thanks, Rebecca. Thanks, Veronica. So lots been going on this last week. I haven't quite made it back to Hertfordshire just yet. Yesterday was a pretty big day as far as things go. I don't know about you guys, but a huge shift has taken place. Actually, before I go any further, happy Valentine's Day, my babes. I did a post on my Instagram and then I've just like started rattling on. So how is everyone? Is everybody feeling full of love? Like today, you would think would be my day because I'm all about love, but Valentine's Day is just, Valentine's Day to me is something that is just a marketing plan, guys. So I apologise. I'm not being doom and gloom on love. I'm a little Miss Love over here, but I do want to wish you all a happy Valentine's Day, even though I don't buy into it. So I think love is expected every day, So tell your loved ones you love them every day, not just on the 14th of February. Anyway, I'm currently somewhere in Manchester. Shh, don't tell anyone. And I stayed here last night because I drove all the way to Sheffield yesterday. I did the work that I had to do, which was profound, by the way, everybody. Absolutely profound what went on yesterday. From the second I left Hertfordshire, I looked in my rearview mirror and I can't turn that off, unfortunately. I literally looked in my driver's side rearview mirror and there was a massive angel formation in the sky, and it was just stunning. And I honestly, if I had been a passenger, I would have taken a photo, but obviously I was driving and clearly we don't do naughty things like that. So but to me that was a huge sign. Literally it was a massive angel formation. The sun was coming through really beautifully and I just got goosebumps all over me, and I was like, oh my goodness, today is the day. Now, as you guys know, I'm very aware that things like this get blocked constantly. Yeah, clearly. Just don't watch my stories too closely because you might see different. No, I'm joking. Obviously, just be extremely, extremely careful with anything that I'm talking about today. So I'm going to go, although I've just started at what was happening yesterday morning, I'm actually going to go back the night before. So the night before on Friday, I had potentially the worst night's sleep I have had in as long as I can remember. Now, as we know, because I did the new moon ritual, and if you haven't done the new moon ritual yet, please go and watch it. Please find the time to do it. It is a very, very, very powerful ritual. It will really help you. And this is about manifestation. This is about abundance. What we are stepping through right now is a huge surge in energy. So yeah, Friday night I had potentially the worst night's sleep I've had in as long as I can remember. Very, very interesting because that's just not like me. I sleep really, really well. I as you guys know, I travel and everything, which I still did on Friday night. But literally on my YouTube channel, somewhere on here, it literally just go to my videos. If you subscribe to here, you'll get all of the notifications come through. But the the new moon ritual is one of the videos on my channel, babe. So all you need to do is literally go and watch it. It's about 11-12 minutes long. It's not long at all, but it's really, really helpful, really good. Now, I did the new moon ritual on the 11th, exactly as I promised you that I would, because I'm a good girl. However, what happened on hey, morning or afternoon to you, darling, I hope you're well. Sending love to New Zealand. Yeah, what I was saying is Friday night I had a very, very interrupted sleep. 44-4 is what's going on at the moment. I love that. I'm like, the fours are everywhere for me at the moment. So yeah, so basically, I actually had to do a lot of meditation through Friday evening. I was still awake at 1 o'clock in the morning. It was extremely interesting. And I felt as if I was, although I protect myself before I sleep every single night, and whatever I do, whenever I'm doing it, I protect myself. I call in my guides. I feel as if there was this real like push and pull energy taking place around my physical on Friday night. Why? They didn't want me to be on form yesterday. Thankfully, I nourish my body. I look after my body very, very well. So even if I only get a few hours sleep, I'm still firing on all cylinders. I don't need to take energy drinks or anything like that. Literally, I am so good. I can just get my vibration through it. So I know that there was this battle. I know that there was this thing, this almost like this push and this pull. Like I said, it was, and I mean, I was cloaking myself up through the night. I had crystals in my hands. I never sleep with crystals in my hands. I had it all going on because I could feel this energy. And I just want to touch on that very quickly. At the moment, there is a lot of psychic attacks taking place. There is a lot of energy. Now, what a psychic attack may look like is exactly what I'm just talking about. You can just feel something dark around you. Your thoughts go dark and you're like, wow, where did that come from? Like, that's literally not me. Also, what you could be doing is picking up on a lot of the dark energy. So as you guys know, on Thursday, I did a beautiful video with a friend of mine, Dr. Charlie Ward, as he's known on YouTube and everywhere else. And obviously off the back of that, his haters have now all of a sudden started hating on me. I get it. That's part of the parcel of what I do for a living. Having these conscious conversations with you, raising the consciousness on the planet, like I'm going to attract that stuff. However, I just wanted to say, because somebody actually sent me a video last night, and it basically, my name is now being used in vain on this particular video. That I don't know if it was somebody reading something or scrolling something, I don't know. And yeah, it was very, very interesting. And the guy actually sent it to me and said, oh, are they talking about you? And I was like, well, yeah, they're talking about me. I've had somebody in my beautiful self-love club with Lucy Davis group on Telegram. He's a guy that I had to block because he was actually giving Charlie's assistant a hard time and Charlie a hard time. And like, I will talk to anybody, I will coach anybody, but I'm not going to give my energy to somebody who is just being extremely vile to people. Like, that's just not what I'm prepared to do. So I blocked him on everything. And then he managed to get into my Telegram group. So I've blocked him from there now. And I'm just sending him love because, my goodness, he needs it. I get people are getting angry at these times because they're not getting what they want. They're not being heard. Like, all of their healing is coming to the surface. And anybody that is having those kind of reactions at the moment, please recognize when I say to you, it's inner child healing that's coming up. If you've got any of that stuff coming up, and I can see that Lisa has said she had a complete meltdown yesterday morning, go watch my inner child healing videos. Honestly, this is where it's coming from. And I don't mean to tell you what to do. I know that you're probably more than capable of doing it, but if you are getting those moments and you're like, whoa, where did that come from, go watch that stuff. Honestly, it will be really insightful, and also for any potential clients you've got or anything like that, it will be insightful for them as well. We're not here to do this alone, guys. I'm not here to tell you do this, do this, do this. No, I'm here to share my vibe. I'm here to share what I am doing and empower you to do the same. You don't have to. This is purely my perspective, okay? I'm not the Messiah. As Charlie always says, I'm not the Messiah. I'm not. I am Lucy. I am from a beautiful little town in Dorset called Bournemouth. I was never born into like a family that knows everything or that's completely spiritual. No, I am the little black sheep in the family. I am the one that got gifted. I know my family are very awake, but unfortunately it's my job to wake them, or fortunately, whatever. But just be really aware of it. That's all I'm saying to you. Be aware of it. I've got people commenting on my Instagram. It's like, they just need to be seen, and I'm just like, whatever, I'm just allowing them to be, so do the same with you guys. Interesting. Thank you for sharing that, Anthony. So Anthony has put in the comments, because I don't know if these stay when it goes when I post it onto YouTube. Anthony has put, interesting, you said that a shift is happening. Japan has been hit by a massive earthquake yesterday. Yeah, amazing. Near Fukushima. Wow, this is really powerful. So for me, we know that, or I believe, I don't know factually, but we believe that Donald Trump actually got acquitted from his second impeachment yesterday. Huge energy shift. On top of that, obviously, there's things like earthquakes going on. And it's interesting that you say that, Anthony, because yesterday I was channeling constantly about earthquakes. Do you know when the earthquake hit, babe? Because I don't actually watch anything on the news. I haven't even been on my phone today at all, other than to post to Instagram very quickly. So I don't have any clue as to when that happened. So if you could share that, Anthony, I'd be really grateful, because I was channeling a lot of earthquakes yesterday. And I actually said to my friend about the earthquakes yesterday. So that's really interesting validation. And I appreciate you for sharing that, Anthony. Now, guys, please do remember, I just want to close off on this point before I start moving into what I did yesterday. Give me a thumbs up, like smash the thumbs up button if you want to hear what I did yesterday, because it was so freaking cool. I just want to close out by saying, remember, if you wish to put boundaries in place, make sure that you do it from a beautiful perspective. Don't get off of my Instagram channel. How dare you? You don't need me to teach me how to suck eggs, or you don't this, or you don't that, like all of that stuff, right? Do it from a space of beauty. Remember, you are the pinnacle. You are the person that people can either love it or hate it. So let's not be Marmite, guys. Let's just be as much love as we possibly can. Let's just experience it as best as we can. I've just seen another comment from Lisa in the chat, just saying, oh, it's interesting that somebody else is experiencing meltdowns too. Let's normalize it. Oh, okay. So yesterday afternoon, it's not 11 p.m. yet there. Okay, yesterday afternoon. Interesting. Exactly when I was channeling it. Thank you so much, Joe. I really appreciate you for sharing that. Yeah, guys, as Veronica said, please do remember to hit the thumbs up on the video as well. I said that at 12:22. No surprise, because YouTube will actually send this further. The more thumbs up I've got, so the more likes that I've got on this video, YouTube will actually share this further. And we do need these messages getting out to people, because even if somebody just hears the bit about boundaries and starts implementing that into their day-to-day life, the children will be impacted and everything else. So please do hit that thumbs up, and don't forget to hit subscribe, because I always forget to say that. Don't forget to hit subscribe so that you can be notified whenever I go live and whenever I do whatever. Oh, 2:20. Interesting. It's an important time for me, that one. So thank you for sharing, babe. Much appreciated. So always, whenever, even if somebody's really irritating you, do not speak to them about the boundaries, or do not put things in place until you are in a space of calm, until you are in a space of beauty, until you have really surrendered, that you can actually come from a space of love rather than ego. Egos are piping up all over the place at the moment. You are feeling hurt. You are feeling ashamed. You are feeling, scared of being vulnerable. You are angry. Like, all of these things are coming up right now. Why? Because there is something in your body that is yet to be healed. So be aware of that. It's okay. None of us are perfect. None of us are perfect. It is okay. We're here to do this journey right now. We are here to heal and to level up right now. So do just remember that. Okay, so as I was driving to Sheffield yesterday, I'm getting back to it now. Okay, please do remember, I got in my car, I started driving. Literally as soon as I got on the M1, I saw this massive angel behind me in my rear view mirror. Well, not in my rear view mirror, but in my driver's side mirror. And essentially that was the sign to me. I got goosebumps all over my body. Now, most of you know I drive in silence. I don't have music on. I don't listen to audibles. I don't listen to any of that. My time when I'm driving, is when I channel. I channel a lot of information, and I can't drive and concentrate on driving, listen to music, because I sing along, and channel at the same time. So I just cut the noise in the background. So I was literally driving along, and what I kept being shown, because all I got told yesterday was that I needed to go to this particular bridge, and I needed to open up a portal, and I needed to put these codes that I had been given inside of it. Now, some of this will go over the top of your head. That's absolutely okay. Take what you can from it. Leave what doesn't resonate with you. That's absolutely fine. So all the way there, I'm like, okay, if you've got any messages for me, please do share with them. I'm surrendering to you. I know you'll introduce me to whoever you need me to introduce you to. I know that you will keep me safe. I am trusting you completely. And the whole way there, I was like just asking to be safe, because, you know, stuff happens when you do work like this. So what was really interesting is I kept being told to intuitively walk. Now, if anyone has ever been anywhere with me, if you've ever been to a different country with me, you will know I will all of a sudden go, okay, we just need to go here, or we just need to go for a walk there, and gold will happen. And that's exactly what I got shown yesterday. So what was really interesting is I had to actually step into a space of a completely unknowing yesterday, literally completely unknowing. I've never been to Sheffield before. Never, ever, 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 ever been to Sheffield before. And I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know what I was doing. Like, literally, it was just, I've surrendered to this journey. It's been calling me for a long time. And all I knew I needed to do was be near this particular place called Wicker. Now, when I arrived, my girlfriend had driven over from Manchester, and we literally just went for this beautiful walk. We found the place that we needed to be. I needed to go. What did I need to go into Tesco for? Oh, just a small bottle of water, because I have massive, massive, massive bottles normally. So I just had to go and get a little bottle of water, so that I've got, because I drink a lot of water during the day. Oh, and I think I needed the toilet as well. So I just needed to go in there. And what was quite fascinating is, obviously, you guys know the scenarios, the incidents that I've had, particularly with Tesco's of recent. Now, when I walked into this place, I noticed that the security guy had on one of the sunflower things. And I just literally walked in and I just blasted him with so much love. And I was like, hey, and he was eating a sandwich or something. And I was like, oh my goodness, I'd love to be having a bit of what you're having, like that. And he was just chuckling to himself. And I went in there, no mask. My girlfriend had a mask on. I had no mask on, and it was just easy. It was so easy. Like, it was rammed. It was a Saturday. But what was so interesting is I was absolutely told at that point, and this was before midday, like literally, this isn't my room. I'm not home yet. So this isn't my room. Mine is going to have angel wings behind me, so you'll know when mine is done at home, because I'll have angel wings behind me. But I'm never there, so it's a bit weird right now. I'm just never at home, which is so fascinating. So yeah, basically I walked into this place, and I was told I had to go at that point. And I walked in and I was doing whatever. And, you know, like, I always connect with certain people, and I'm always like educating. So I was educating my girlfriend on certain things that, you know, you can get that helps your body more than others. And she was just like, oh, awesome. You know, literally she's been on a whirlwind for the last 24 hours. I've literally just been upgrade. And we haven't quite finished yet. So, yeah, basically walked in, showed her a couple of bits and pieces, had some beautiful conversations with people. And, you know, as we walked out, it was fascinating. Literally, as we walked out, I was shocked. Like, I was totally shocked, because there was a queue to wait to get into the shop that was, I don't know, maybe like 50 people long. Like, there was such a huge queue. And my girlfriend was like, did we just walk past that when we walked in? And I was like, I have no idea. I don't remember seeing anybody there, so I'm going to assume not. But my fifth dimension bubble, who freaking knows? But the guy was so beautiful and so welcoming. It's, you know, like, it is what it is. So neither of us actually know, but this queue, she just said to me, she's like, wow, that was really lucky. And you know, you've got to say thank you. And I was like, thank you so much for guiding me to go at that moment so that we didn't have to queue up. Literally, I would have been there crossing my legs. I would have had to go and find a car to go behind or something. Like, I was literally crossing my legs at that point anyway. And it was just a beautiful experience. So what are we doing by this? First and foremost, I'm going into a shop with people in masks, showing them, empowering them that actually it's okay. Again, on top of that, I'm showing people the things, how to increase their vibration. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a video maybe next Sunday, or maybe in a couple of weeks, just sharing a few tips as to how to raise your vibration. I want to give you guys some things that you can just go away and got an orb here, go away and actually practically do. Okay, so I'm going to actually structure these Sunday services, one where I'll share a load of downloads of stuff that I'm doing, and then I would like to do one a month where we give tips and I help you guys ascend, because people are kind of like, oh, this is what I do to release trauma. I help people release trauma for a living, so I know exactly what I do, and I share that, and then you can tweak it. So that's what I would like to do with you guys. So one a month will be like, kind of like, I'll download stuff that you can do. You know, just so that there's a bit of structure to it. I would like to do a Q&A session once a month as well. I don't know if you guys are open to that, but literally we would be doing this and you could just be asking questions, because it's not easy for me to be answering questions as I'm going along and reading the comments and stuff. So please do know I'm going to put a little bit more structure around it. I don't want it to become too formal. I would like it to be really I want it to be Lucy, which is authentic, real. The F-bomb might get dropped from time to time, but I'm helping you guys. So that's my vision for it at the moment. So just know that I'm constantly thinking as to how we can do this. And just remember, if any of this resonates with you, please do recommend it to your friends or your family or anybody that might be receptive to this by now. You know, I don't talk about all of the conspiracy stuff on my YouTube channel. You know, if and when I ever speak about anything like that, it tends to be on a private Zoom call, because, you know, it's just not worth me getting banned. I'm here to help you guys as much as possible. And it's not going to serve anybody if my voice gets shut down again, like it did do on Facebook when I had 25,000 followers. So that's what I'm doing here. I want to help you guys as much as possible. So do remember, if you are somebody or know somebody that is living in fear, I'm actually going to do a session on healing soon. I'm actually doing a video with a lady who I did an intervention with at my retreat. She had skin that was red raw because she was going through a lot of emotional trauma. We were releasing a lot of emotional trauma. You come to Self Love Club retreat, guys, it's not roses and dandelions and all things beautiful and unicorns. It is smacking that emotional trauma, like ripping it out of your body. And obviously the physical signs come with that. So her skin literally this particular day was like red raw, where we'd been releasing the emotional trauma. And I literally did an intervention on her in front of a room full of people, and her skin started to heal in front of people. So I want to share this with you guys. Like, if that's the kind of stuff that you want to see, if you want to hear about, thumbs up, and I'm going to share it all. So do please plug people in. Please plug people in. Now, I just want to say, like, as much as I'm going to give you all of my tips and everything like that, you know, it's the intention, it's the belief, it's everything like that. You know, it's really, really important. Oh, the breakthrough course has literally blown it out of the door for so many people. It's so cheap, it's so quick, you know, and it is literally like ripping off a plaster and just getting excitement. Oh, that's nice. Thank you so much. I love doing that. Like, this is what I mean. I'm going to do that to increase the vibration. So we're going to do lots of laughter, but this is about, you know, I really want to help you guys as well. Some days I'll be sat here giggling my socks off in front of you. Some days I'm going to help actually coach you through this. Like, with all due respect, guys, I can't do this on my own. I can't. I'm actually just about to kick off, well, not just about to kick off, but in the next couple of months, I'm going to be kicking off a program where some of the people that have been through my Self Love Club membership, I'm actually going to train them to be my coaches. Yay! So that should be coming in the next month or two, because then the next people that come in to Self Love Club membership will have the coaches to coach them a lot more than I can. So this is the thing. So I'm bringing people in that can take that forwards, so that I can, you know, go and focus on other things. Not that I'll be taking me away from that, because I never will. It's my brand. I have to be involved in it, but I'll have other people that can support and coach people, because I have unfortunately made myself the key element of my business. Like literally they have to have been through the Self-Love Club program, babe. So yes, I am looking for coaches, but they need to have been through the membership program, otherwise they won't get it. At some point I will be doing a shorter Self-Love Club program to coach my coaches to be able to do it, but right now, because of where I am, and the next program starts in June, I've only got a few months to be able to get people up to speed. So it makes sense for me to take people that have actually been through my content, that know the way that I work, that know literally the ins and outs of the way that I do things, so that they can then take it forwards. But for anybody who's already a coach that maybe wants to do it, I will probably put together like a 3-month program in the future. It's just not right now, so it's something for the future, guys, if you do want to do that. But it's exciting. I'm so excited. We only start Self-Love Club membership once a year. It's like we take in 100 or 200 people, and then that's it. Like if people drop out, that's fine, but it's literally they're in the course for 12 months. So obviously any coaches that come in, it will be like a 12-month commitment. Not as much as obviously I have to do all of the group coaching calls, but there will be monthly calls with the members. So it might be that you get 5, it might be that you like, it depends where you're at and how you're going. So, and how much time that you've got to do. So it's really, there is so much going on behind the scenes, guys. So I want to help you as much as I possibly can get up to speed, come online, do the healing work that you need to do so that you can go on. And, there are so many people out there that listen to my videos and then they go and share them, and like they take my content and they go and share it. Like that's okay. But it's how how to program behind it. Like it's that kind of stuff that I need to make sure that my coaches know. So yeah, it's really exciting. It's so profound what's taking place on the planet right now, and I need help. Like literally I need help. I need help for Empress Evolution, I need help for Self-Love Club, I need help for literally everything, because what I know is that I am not here to do this on my own. I'm here to pull a collaborative community together. These communities that we keep banging on about all of us running away, and like we'll just have conscious communities, and somebody can grow the veggies and somebody else will cut the hair and there'll be an exchange for that. Like that is what I'm talking about. This is the community. And as you guys know, I am chatting with I've been chatting with David Rodriguez on WhatsApp. So like I'm literally pulling all sorts of different people together to be able to create this collaborative community, because this is about education now. This is not about us like beating the drum. This is what's happening. We need to educate now. So that's what I want to do. Anyway, nice little tangent there for you guys, but thank you for sticking with me. So again, going back to yesterday, this beautiful angel came up. She was so gorgeous, and it was definitely a woman, not a man. And I was driving and I kept getting all of these downloads, and I kept being told that I needed to intuitively walk yesterday. And I literally kept being shown every single person that I meet, every sign that you see, everything is going to mean something. And what was quite interesting is, first and foremost, where we parked, there was an easy bridge to where I needed to get to, and actually the bridge had been closed off. Literally the bridge had been closed off, and I was like, that's quite interesting. Even to the last minute, I was being blocked from doing what I needed to do. So as we got to the place where I needed to put the codes, basically what I did was I kind of like sussed it out, kind of like opened a portal, which I can do very, very easily and very, very quickly. And we were noticing a lot of the things around it. There was a lot of darkness around it, like signs saying dangerous building, and weird like graffiti on the wall, and like there was a lot of darkness around this. No surprise. But what also was really fascinating, if you haven't been on my Instagram and checked out my story, there are a lot of stalactites. Now, I have never seen this in the UK ever. Like go in crystal caves and stuff, or in caves, and you see stalactites and stalagmites everywhere. However, they were everywhere. And I'm like, hang on a minute. Like, this is really weird. For something to turn into a stalagmite, there needs to be free-flowing water that solidifies. Think about it. Whether it's a drip, 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 or whatever, that's basically how they grow. Now, some of these were massive. I kept saying to my friend, like, we should be extremely careful as to where we're walking, because some of these would have killed you. If they had just hit, they would have killed you. Simple as that. Now, that is, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's not normal. I've travelled the whole of Scotland, well, not the whole of Scotland, but I've travelled a lot in Scotland, a lot of the northern England. You know, I've travelled a lot of the world, and the only places where I've seen things like this is where it is very, very cold a lot of the time. Now, I was shocked. Like, they were everywhere. And what is so important is that this was in the area where I had to bring the light, where I had to bring the heat, where I had to bring the warmth, where I was putting the codes. And it was literally like an ice cave. Fascinating stuff. Now, most people would have been like, whatever. The other interesting thing, did you guys see that on the roof of the tunnel next to, or the tunnel that I walked through to get to where I needed to be, there was spiders on the roof, and there was like almost like cobwebs going over the bridge. It was extremely interesting again. All of these are signs. There was a reason I was taken there. There was a reason that there were spiders there. There was a reason all of the stalactites were there. There were a reason the graffiti was there. There was a reason that there was this man cycling behind us, really at quite a really weird speed. You know, it's extremely eye-opening. Now, this was in a place, like I said, called Wicker, and it was just fascinating to me because I've never heard of Wicker until literally I just downloaded the view. Do you remember when I was doing that Instagram live and I was like, right, this is the image that I've seen, that's where I've got to go, does anyone know where it was? And people were sending me pictures, and it's no shock. It was no shock. Literally, I took a wrong turn in my car before I got to the car park, and I was like, whoa, this is very interesting that I have been shown there's never a wrong turn. Trust, you never take a wrong turn. I was shown exactly why I was doing it in this area. Exactly why. So fascinating. And it was in it. What was so beautiful about it is I kept taking little wrong turns because I didn't know where the heck I was, and my sat nav was taking me like off in one direction, and all sorts of different things were going on. And I just sat there and I was like, because I literally arrived at 11:11, just so that you guys know, literally it was 11:11 and all of this stuff. Yeah, it was just fascinating. And I was like, okay, just, you know, give me a glimmer of hope in this now moment of darkness, because I knew that I'd been placed into the dark. And literally this guy just stopped his car, within seconds of me asking that, this guy stopped his car. It was his right of way. He flashed to let me go, and I was like, thank you so much. And he just had this massive smile, and he was like, you're welcome. And he like put his hand out the window, and I was like, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Interesting. Thank you so much. It's absolutely fascinating as to what's taking place right now. So like I say, I opened this portal and I just said, as I walk, please take the codes as and where you need them. Like literally as and when you need them. Remember, I had this key implemented in me probably about 6 weeks ago right now. And it was almost like everywhere we walked, there was light coming up. You know how when you have that game where you tread on the squares that light up, like that was literally it. Every footstep I was taking, it was like a massive beacon of light was coming up. It was so fascinating. It was so incredibly beautiful. So, you know, like I say, I opened this portal. As I was driving out of the city, it was interesting. There was a massive portal in the sky, and I was like, thank you so much. Thank you so much for allowing the communication to come through. Thank you so much for bringing your light codes. You know, I'm forever grateful to you. Once you have done your work, please close. And as I was driving through the Peak District, I kept checking back, and I saw it close. So I know that portal is closed now. Everything that needed to be done has been done. Everything, as far as I'm concerned, there is a whole heap of new light in Sheffield now. I just want to go on a little bit further. So it was very interesting. We after our Tesco's trip, there was a massive, it looked like an eye in the sky over the bridge where I had done the work. It was extremely interesting. And this is just validation. This is validation because I always say, give me the sign when we've done what we need to do. So that piece of the puzzle was done. However, then I was like, I need to go up here. There's a building up here that I need to go to. There's a few things that I need to see. I just know, I don't know how I know, but I know. So we walked up there and it was absolutely incredible. There was a lot of information on the city, the bit I know I needed to see, which was very interesting. There was some really interesting like breweries and stuff like that, which I was drawn to, and I was getting downloads about it, about certain places and what had gone on there before. Like, this is just what happens when I intuitively walk. I just get the downloads of what's happened. And anyway, we got to this square and there was this massive monument there, and I took a photo of it, and like, I think it was Edward is coming up a lot for me at the moment. So if anyone knows an Edward, like, Edward is constantly coming up for me at the moment. And this was Edward the Seventh or something like that. And I was like, no surprise, Edward has come up again for me. So I took a cheeky little photo of that, but it looked really quite eerie, because it was almost like you couldn't see the statue, you could just see the light around it. It was kind of eerie. And then I stumbled across that gorgeous little, actually, before I go there, I was shocked. This serious amount of shock that I had. Everybody in Sheffield that I saw yesterday was wearing a mask, literally outside. So for me, there is a new level of fear. And to be honest, the signs that I saw, like any of the, those little bollards that you've got in the street that I normally like leapfrog, they had signs over it that was literally like COVID safe, COVID this, COVID that. So it's just fascinating. So there is a huge level of fear in Sheffield. So to any of my girls and guys that live in Sheffield, know now there are a whole new load of light codes here to bring lightness to your life, and I really hope that they come through. Very much about abundance. So please just do welcome them. If you start feeling a little bit more confident, if you start feeling a little bit lighter, please go with it. Remember, stepping into the light, stepping into the love, stepping into the joy is how you are going to integrate these codes into you. And what I found so interesting, like I say, is I always ask for validation, and everywhere I walk, they had masks on. Even tiny little kids had masks on. Constant masks everywhere, literally everywhere. So what I find quite sad about this is there is obviously a level of fear up here, which is why my light had to be brought here. And I just trust that it did. I mean, so many people said to me, you can't go there, you can't do that, like, da, 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 da. And I'm like, but I have to. This is my job. This is my job. This is what I've had to do, And I feel it's the northern part of the country. And again, I feel it's this north-south thing, because I do feel that there is some seriously powerful energy up here, but I feel as if there is a shadow that's been cast over the north, and we are about lifting it up. We keep lifting it up. Okay, it's extremely, extremely interesting what's happening right now. There is so much shadow being put over this part of the world. So, fingers crossed now. I mean, I had some really great conversations with people yesterday. Like I said, I was walking past these kids and I'm like, take the fucking mask off. Excuse my French, but I do not agree with, if you're outside, please take your mask off. If you want to wear it in a shop, fine, but please do not be walking around with a bloody mask on your face. Like, your lungs are relying on air. Your lungs are relying on so much. Please, please, please do remember that you need to breathe. Masks do not allow you to breathe properly. Please just bear that in mind. There is a lot of pleurisy. Yeah, I've had a few people messaging me saying that they've had people knocking on their door about testing. Okay, so this is what is extremely interesting to remember, is I was shown that I needed to come here Saturday, and that started on Friday. So, this is why the consciousness needs to come up. And this is why I trust wherever I am placed is where I am needed. Now, it's quite interesting, and I'm going to be completely honest with you. As I was out yesterday, I was in this square, and I looked at this gentleman, and it was so interesting. I don't know why, but this gentleman caught my eye. He didn't have a mask on, but he had a visor. He had one of those visors on. And I said, like, it's so sad. Like, it is so sad. And it was almost like there was a level of ethnicity involved in it as well. And that's not me being racist. I'm just purely speaking from my experience of yesterday. And what was so interesting, I'd been really drawn to go into this this place, like literally in all this darkness, there was this glimmer of hope. And I went into this gorgeous little cafe. And as soon as I walked in, there was the guy that had the visor on. And I was like, this is why I was drawn to come here. I knew I needed to have a conversation with him. And what was so beautiful about this conversation, I mean, I obviously, my girlfriend walked in a mask. I walked in without one. And I just kind of made it normal. And I was like, oh my goodness, the incense that you're burning on here in here is absolutely incredible. You must share that with me. And I said, what you've done here, what you've created here is absolutely phenomenal. Like, there was Buddhas, there was plants everywhere, there was running water, there was bright colors. Like, literally, I was in heaven, which is why I was drawn to go in there. And my girlfriend is just a normal eater. She eats meat, she eats sugar, all of that stuff. And she said to me, I'm going to trust you. I'm literally going to hand over to you. You decide what we're going to eat. Because although they did have meat on the menu, it was I always go vegan. As you guys know, I'm 100% plant-based. And, they had some great stuff in there. So I was just basically saying to him, like, I was just ordering some food for us, and I was ordering these chai lattes that didn't have this and didn't have that and need this and need. Do you get what I mean? Like, they were so accommodating. They were absolutely phenomenal. So if you ever are in in Sheffield, please, I don't even know where I am. Please do go in there. It's called the Chakra Lounge. The guy in there is an absolute wonderful, wonderful human being. Like, he even wrote little notes on our boxes just saying thank you so much for shining your light, and thank you so much. They were just beautiful, beautiful. And we had such a conscious conversation. Well, I had such a conscious conversation with him. I just started a conversation because he was wearing the visor and he was not wearing the mask. I thought, right, I'm going to have a little conversation about this. Now, I don't just jump in and throw conspiracy. I ask the questions. I literally ask the questions. Like, how can I engage somebody to be open to having a conversation? And this is what's happened. And he actually said to me, I basically said, how are you going with business? And he said, well, this business is only 4 months old. And the wind is so strong here. So basically, he said it's been really challenging. Like, obviously people don't know about us because we're new and blah 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 blah. And I was like, okay, cool. Well, I'll put some stuff through my stories. I'll help you out as best as I possibly can, because that's just what I'm like. And the food and everything was so loaded with love. Like, obviously we didn't eat it there. I had my chai latte there. Like, if anyone saw my chai latte, how beautiful was it? It was the most pretty thing I've ever seen in my life. It was loaded with so much love. And it was basically the catalyst for me to be having. Please, can you just be mindful of the language that you're using on I'm going to actually remove that if I possibly can, because I would really like to just make sure that there's no comments like that, please, on my YouTube, because that is actually that kind of stuff will get captured. All you need to do is say the other words, and we don't need to be using quite such strong language, because I will get banned for it. Okay, so please just be really mindful. I would like to keep these messages going so that people can get their strength. So basically, I started talking to this guy and I said, so how do you feel about this? Like, where do you sit with this? Like, obviously your business is not doing as well as it could be. I mean, they've got 3, so they're doing okay, and that's what he said to me. But it was very much that was the door that I opened the conversation. And he said to me, that it was you. And no, it's okay. I just don't have language like that on my, because I've been banned from Facebook once. So not that I'm back on there. So we just have to keep it very high level and very beautiful. Like, use beautiful language. We don't need to be using the KILL word. We just don't need to be using that. So let's just keep it really high vibrational. So yeah, this guy basically said to me that he believed it was a program to do with the thing that goes in your vein, and this is it. Oh, that's okay, darling. That's okay, no problem at all. And this is it. And I was like, okay, great. So obviously the door opened at that point. I knew where his head was at. I knew exactly what was happening, and instantly we formed a bond. And it was off the back of that we got these beautiful little love notes written on our boxes and everything. We must be gentle with people. People know that this isn't quite right. We must be gentle with them. I know I sprinkled my love dust yesterday. I sprinkled my love dust in such a beautiful way that he now, when we left, his vibration is high. Like, I know. And he had a lady in there working. I don't know whether they're partners or not. I'm not going to make any assumptions, but there was a man and a lady in there together. And this is it. I gave him permission, permission to be authentically vulnerable him. And he shared some really beautiful things, and I was in awe of this chai latte. I was in awe of everything that he was done, and that they had created. Like, they'd created these amazing vegan treats. They'd created vegan and gluten free flapjacks, some with no sugar. So, like, it's just amazing what they had done, and it was such a conscious little place that I needed to just allow him. Not that he needed my permission, but I needed to allow him to recognize he's in the right place. He's doing exactly the right thing. So for me now, I've shared his business through my stories. Like, literally, I've shared my business through his stories. Now, there's 3. I believe they're all in Sheffield. I don't know. I'm making that up, but I believe they are. I'm just going to assume that. My girlfriend asked if there was one in Manchester. He said no. The next one will be either Birmingham or London. So clearly I said, do one on the outskirts of London. Please do one on the outskirts of London, and I will absolutely help you so much. Like, I will help you promote it. So I don't think him and I are, that's it for us. I think our paths will cross again at some point in the yes. So okay, interesting. Francis, you're showing yourself your own healing. If you find it very hard to see past the self-obsession, you actually don't love yourself, babe. Just going to call it the way that it is. I would start working on loving you, and then you won't see anything as self-obsession. Literally, I look at people and I'm like, I love myself so much. I'm going to give them permission to take their mask off. I'm going to give them permission, not because I talk to them about it or I tell them. I'm allowing them to recognize. And so many people probably feel that I'm selfish by not wearing one. That's okay. That's their perception on a perspective. That's their perspective on the perception that they've got because they listen to mainstream media. I see somebody else without wearing a mask and I'm like, well done, you're so brave. You've got to be, and this is what I was coaching my girlfriend on yesterday. Literally, I was coaching my girlfriend on it yesterday of the answer to everything. The answer to everything is self-love, everything. Now, a lot of you will find that indulgent. A lot of you will find that selfish. A lot of you will find, oh, that doesn't sit quite comfortably with me. If you want to ascend, self-love. If you want to awaken, self-love. If you want to stand in your truth, self-love. If you love that, Lucy, where do you get your strength from? Self-love. Self-love. Everything comes from self-love. Now, that's not me going, I'm better than you. No, that's me saying, hey, do you know what? I've got a mission on this planet and I am going to do it. I'm going to eat nourishing foods so much. Why do you think my brand is called Self-Love Club? I nearly forgot to say the club bit. It's called Self-Love Club because I channeled 5 or 6 years ago now that Self-Love Club was going to be the answer to changing the world. And I was like, Self-Love Club is selfish, it's indulgent, nobody's going to get it, it's girly. Now look, we're changing the world. Literally, we are changing the world. So Self-Love Club Retreat I'm very picky with what people have. People live like me on my retreats. Literally, people live like me. There is no exception. My girlfriend, I said to her earlier, please come on my live with me. She was like, no chance, Lucy, not a freaking chance. I had her doing all stretches this morning. I had her doing all sorts of stuff. Literally, she spent one day yesterday eating the foods that I chose for her. Literally, I chose all the food yesterday. She woke up this morning not craving toast. She was craving smoothies and she was craving the right stuff. One freaking day is all it's taken for me to, do that. One freaking day. Why? Because I love myself so much every single day that I eat the right foods, I drink the right water, I do the exercise, I listen to my truth, I surrender to what's going on, I empower myself, I love every fellow conscious being, I love the plants, I love the dogs, I love the cats, I love the absolutely everything. Absolutely everything. 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 I don't hold back. When you come on retreat with me, you live like me. I have chefs that cook like me. Trust me, the first retreat I cooked myself, it was just awful. It was just too much. No, it's not about having self-confidence. Self-confidence comes with self-love. You just need to decide that you are worth it. Literally, you need to decide that you're worth it. It's excuses. I'm going to be arrogant, or I'm going to be this. No, it's an excuse. It's an excuse because of the emotional trauma that you had way back when. My advice, everybody on the planet needs to go and do my 5-day breakthrough course. It's £7.77. There is genuinely, it's £7.77. It is the cheapest thing I ever will or have done. It's a 5-day course. Literally, it's like ripping the freaking plaster off. You will recognize you have so much trauma in your body that you have gone, I'm over that, I'm over that, I'm over that, I've forgotten about that, I've done that. No, you haven't. Your cells, your physical vessel is communicating it to you. And when I said, right, enough is enough, it wasn't I'm so confident, I'm going to do this and I love myself so much. No, I was like, right, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of being sick. I'm tired of being, my hair falling out. I'm tired of being groggy. I'm tired of being tired. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. It literally got that to me. And that's where it changed. That's where it changed overnight. I made a decision, and then every time I messed up, like I had a glass of wine or I ate the cake or I had the whatever, literally, I changed it. I changed it. You don't learn just by saying, right, today I'm going to decide to do this. You're going to screw up, but it's how long you screw up for. You're going to fall off the wagon, guys. It's part of being a human. We've been conditioned that we screw up. But now, I don't ever. We have been conditioned that we can't do something. We've been conditioned to not be strong. We've been conditioned to, it's impossible to be consistent. It's impossible to be consistent. I can't live like that all of the time. Says who? And that's not about confidence. That's just about saying, hey, I'm worth it. When you recognize that you're worth it, literally when you go, oh my goodness, I'm here, I'm alive. How many of you, give me a thumbs up or whatever, how many of you have had a near-death experience? And I don't mean literally teetering on the edge like I was, but maybe you're like, shit, if I'd left my house a minute earlier, I would have been involved in that accident. Oh my goodness, if I had done this a second earlier, this would have happened. And there are so many of us that have been teetering on the edge. The reason you are here is because you are needed. The reason you follow me is because you are here to awaken. You are here to bloom. You are here to open as a flower. The reason you have not been taken, and let's be honest, if you're not on your soul path, you'll just get taken out. There's plenty of proof that happens. The reason that you are still here is because we need you. You are critical to this puzzle. Okay, this is the fundamental truth. You are critical to the puzzle. So with all due respect, guys, and I'm going to be pretty tough with you right now, get the heck over yourself. You are valuable. You are important. You are love. Because every time you do not value yourself, you are literally saying, I'm not good enough. Yeah, give me some more trauma. Oh, yeah, well, that thing that happened to me 7 years ago or when I was 7 years old, well, that's just the catalyst for the whole of my life. Poor me, victim, victim, victim. That's what you are choosing to do. The day that I said this freaking stops now, even though I went back to the sugar, I put on the weight a little bit, that kind of stuff. Even though I went through this roller coaster for a bit, it's only probably been the last 3 or 4 years I've been absolutely bang, bang. There is nothing that will push me. I'll go out and have a glass of wine every now and again. Obviously I can't at the moment, but I will go out and have a glass of wine right now. But that's it. I can go for one glass of wine. It doesn't turn into a bender. It doesn't turn into a session or anything like that. And it's probably once or twice a year, just to put that in perspective. The only time I will have refined sugar is if it's the twins' birthday. That's it. Nobody else's birthday. It's only because they're kids and they don't get it, right? Other than that, I make the birthday cakes, and even their birthday cake, I want to be honest, was something that I made, had no refined sugar in it. That's my choice for my life. Why? Because a lot of people will be like, oh, I couldn't be asked with that. Oh, I don't have the time for that. I'm one of the busiest people I know. Some of my team are on here. Some of my clients are on here. They will know I am one of the busiest people I know. Literally, I am constantly at it. Even when I'm asleep, I'm at it. Okay, like it's just constant. So, but I value myself enough to say, no, I need to take a couple of hours out to make a birthday cake that I can indulge in with my loved ones. Why? Because I value myself. Why? Because I love myself. Why? Because I'm goddamn worth it. It's laziness. It's the laziness that we have had, built into us. It's the laziness that we've been told by our governments and by the mass marketing that takes place. Oh, it's okay, babe. Don't worry about it. Oh, it's all right. And I'm not being derogatory here, right? And I would say this to absolutely anybody, which is why I'm saying this out loud. There are pictures out there of the NHS where people that are overweight, like grossly overweight, that are saying health comes in all sizes. Like, listen, if you are carrying an abundance of weight, you are pulling on your organs. You are pulling on your organs. Is that healthy? No. Let's call it what it is. Let's call it what it is. I'm not putting people down. I will help you lose the goddamn weight. Trust me. And if you've seen my before and after pictures, like, I get it. I get it. I get it, but this is manipulation. When you wake up to it and you say, like, don't get me wrong, all sizes can be beautiful, but let's not put that in the healthy bucket. Health is waking up every morning and loving yourself, every single cell, lumps and bumps and all, the stretch marks from giving birth to your babies, all sorts of stuff like that. The war wounds. I've got so many scars on my bodies, guys. I've got so many scars. My right knee, no surprise, it's the right hand side of my body, has literally got so many scars on it. And I love them. They're my war wounds. I don't try and cover them up. When I put on a little bit of weight, and let's be honest about it, I put on 2 kilos over the winter. Like, literally, I put on 2 kilos over the winter. Why? Because I have to eat hot food constantly because I am so cold. It's not that I eat anything that's bad. I just eat a lot of it. Because I'm so cold. Whereas in the summer, I eat, a lot less food. I need a lot less food, and I'm out running twice a day, and I'm doing Thai boxing, and I'm doing all sorts of other beautiful things. It's really interesting. And this is a dynamic, and I probably have triggered a few people here, but it's a dynamic that we need to step into. Love yourself. Figure out what you love, what size works for you. Now, for me, I'm comfortably in a size 8-10. That's comfortably what I am, right? That's where I'm happiest. It's where I feel most love. If I went up to a size 12, I wouldn't sabotage myself at all. But what I would say is, okay, Lucy, we need to do something about it. You've obviously there's obviously something that you're doing. However, some people will be a size 14, for example, and they will love their body where they're at. That's absolutely fine. Just figure out what you like, what you wish, and do that. Like, you do you, boo, like I always say. Like I say, if you're happy being a 20 or a 22, and I'm talking UK sizes right now, guys, just to let you know, if you're happy being that, that's great. But please just remember, if you're naturally a size 8 or whatever, just remember that that's okay if you love yourself like that. Absolutely. And I condone you. And I absolutely support you, not condone you. I apologize for using that word. I support you for that. But please do not project that you are being healthy. Please do not project that. Like, I've openly admitted I put on 2 kilos over the winter because my portions are too big. It's much heavier in the winter. I kind of make sauces and stuff. So it's kind of, you have the casseroles, you have the stews, that kind of stuff. I put on 2 kilos because I've got the kind of extra saucy bit rather than just eating the clean veggies. Everything I eat is clean, like I say. There's no more salt, there's no more sugar, none of that. It's the portion sizes. As soon as it gets to summer, as you guys know, I do a very long fast. And then what I do is I step in and I use the right size portions. Like, you need to do that. Walking around at generally about 59 kilos, I get freezing in the winter. So that's why I allow myself to put on a little bit of weight, because I just need it. I'm so freaking cold. So I'm not putting anyone down here today. I love you for being you, but just make sure that you know what that feels like to you. To some people out there, my ex-boyfriend, for example, when I walk around at 58, 59 kilos, he's like, Luz, put some weight on, babe. Like, you're so tiny. Like, we're really good friends now, but that's what he says to me. You're just so tiny. Like, it's just, Whereas for me, I'm actually really, I feel great. I have so much energy. I feel vibrant, so that's what I choose to do. And maybe it's not so pleasant on the eye for him, me not having quite as big a butt or my boobs, Let's see if the old supplements work when I get back to my little weight. But, it's very, very interesting. It's very, very, and like Caroline's just said, normalize it. People put weight on over the winter. Normalize it, guys. If you put weight on because you're sabotaging, sometimes I go to Asha, which is my Palladian version of me. Literally, sometimes I just go alien. So very interesting. It happens quite frequently on my it's Asha. Just welcome her in. She likes to put in an appearance every now and again. It's literally my Palladian side of me. It's a lot of people that do my membership see it quite often. They all have such a giggle. They're like, "Oh, Asha's back!" And it happens a lot on my Zoom calls. So the more you guys see me, and the time you spend with me, you will see Asha always surfaces. She's gorgeous, by the way, like literally gorgeous. And she's my Palladian. So I've got a Palladian and a Syrian that channel me, and there we go. You've just met Asha. So welcome to my world, people. This is what happens every now and again. So guys, please do recognize, no matter what it is that you wish for your life, the only way you are going to achieve it is self-love. I promise you. They didn't give me this information like 6-7 years ago to literally just because it was, let's create a business. No, they gave it to me because this is the answer to unlocking the world. I have been placed in this body to unlock the world. I'm actually going to share with my Conscious Conversation community tomorrow, Monday evening. I am going to share with my Conscious Conversation community tomorrow. I might share on YouTube next weekend. I'm not sure. I'm going to see how I feel about it. I'm going to share the information that I channeled literally last weekend, which is going to blow the doors off for all of you. It will make so much. I love that, Anthony. Winter bulking session. Winter bulking season. That's my excuse and I'm sticking with it. I love that, Anthony. Thank you for sharing that. So my Conscious Conversation community, if you want to join, it's £11.11 for a whole month. You basically get a Monday night Zoom call with me, 7:30 p.m. UK time. I'm going to be sharing literally the channeling that I did last weekend, and it blew my doors off, guys. I've got to be honest with you. In fact, I'm going to get emotional about it. I always knew that I had been, oh my goodness. Sorry, a bit TMI here, but I came on my period yesterday, so I'm feeling really emotional today. And I don't normally get emotional during. I'm normally a bit emotional, like sensitive before, but I feel so emotional. I literally channeled last weekend who I am. I literally channeled last weekend what I am. I channeled the person's soul that I have got, and the path is unbelievable. I'm literally sorry for the TMI, guys. That's a little bit much, isn't it? Hearing about periods on a Sunday morning. But it's true. As all of us girls have them. So we may as well normalize that as well. So, it's extremely, like it blew my doors off last weekend. If I had doors, it would have blown them off anyway. I always knew that I was special. I always knew that I had this love for humanity, that I just couldn't articulate where it came from. Like I just couldn't articulate it. It all makes total sense now. And it's going to be weird for some of you. Some of you are going to be like, this is totally weird, which is why I'm going to speak to you guys on a private Zoom call first before I bring it to the outward community, because especially at the moment, there's a lot of people out there that are hating on it. There's a lot of people that don't believe. There's a lot of people that are, because they don't get it, they're being really nasty. And but I need to share this. I need to share it, because if I don't share it, then you guys won't recognize that you are of the same. And that's why it's, thanks, Anthony. To be honest, the girls will be fine with it. It was just for the boys, and I've noticed a number of boys commenting this morning, and I'm like, sorry, boys, but let's normalize everything. That's my job here. I am literally just the most real person. We need to bring it in. like my self-love club members will giggle now that I say this, but I talk about orgasms constantly in my self-love club membership. And yes, there's men in there. I talk about sex constantly. I talk about relationships. I talk about stuff coming up, like emotional trauma, like you name it, in my self-love club membership, because obviously we spend 12 months together. Like literally, we spend 12 months together. Twice a week, I do calls with these people. They're in a group with me. Like they literally have access to me for 12 months and they literally live like me. Oh, I talk about poop all the time. Literally, poop needs to be so normalized. And I will be doing that as I do my fasting and stuff over the coming months. I will be sharing all of that as well. So we will have poop conversations. Like we all do it. Like, why are we not normalizing this stuff? Why are we not having frank conversations about this? So I do. Literally, my members are like, oh, here she goes again. She's talking about orgasms and she's talking about this and she's talking about that. And, that's the person that I am. That's the role that I have taken this lifetime. I know that I am here to bring a collaborative community together. I know that I am here to help all of us ascend. No subject is off the radar with me. The only time, it's on there. It is there. I don't know. I don't look at recipe books, babe. I'll be honest with you. I'm sure there's some incredible ones out there. I don't know, but I physically haven't had the time to be able to just put it into an ebook. I've got all the recipes. Like some of them I just kind of wing a bit of this and a bit of that, but I've tried to normalize the recipes like with weights and stuff as best I possibly can. The breakthrough course, which is £7.77, what you need to do is if you go on one of my previous YouTube videos or go on my Instagram, but in fact, just go to here. Let me just put it here. Why am I making things hard work for myself this morning? Go to there, babe. When you go there, there's a tab called products. Go there and it's in there somewhere. Literally, it's called the Breakthrough Experience. Literally, it's £7.77 and you get lifetime access to a 5-day course. You can repeat. I know one of my girls, Maxine, who does the videos with me on Thursday nights, she's done it loads of times. Literally every time she goes back and does it, it gets revamped, it gets revitalized, it brings up some new stuff. Literally you can just reuse. So please do sign up for that. It's just basically what I wanted to do was get in front of as many people as possible. That's interesting. It's literally, I know that people cannot afford personal development. So what I've done is I've done as best as I possibly can to condense something extremely, really short at an affordable price. And I was told by my guides, like I would have put it at £1.11. My guides told me it had to be £7.77 because of the energetics around the numbers. It's actually Christ consciousness. So that's why they gave it to me. And when you find out who I am next week, I think you're going to be like, oh my goodness. Now I've got one question to ask before I drop off, because I've been on here 1 hour and 6.5 minutes and you guys must be sick to the back teeth of me right now, but I've got one question to ask. I have been asked to speak at a scientific and mystic seminar. And basically they want me to talk about my Christ consciousness energy. Now, I feel that I need to do it. However, the scientist bit scares the shit out of me because they're like, no, we can't prove this. I don't really want to do this. No. Like, this isn't scientific. It's not proven. Do you guys think that I should say yes or no? Like, they've reached out to me. It's really beautiful. A man who's basically told me once my book is written, he's going to turn it into a movie, has basically put me up for this. So do you think that I should do this, or do you think like science isn't quite ready for my kind of conversations? What's your thoughts? Like the mystic bit, I'm like, yeah, they'll get it, but it's the science bit that I'm a bit like, but maybe it's time for me to really put myself out there and start breaking through it. Okay, maybe. I'm a bit scared about it. It's quite interesting. I always say to my guides, look, I'm going to sign up to do this. If you want me to stop it, it's down to you to stop it. And quite interestingly, I was asked to speak on a relationship seminar, and I literally put it out there, and I actually didn't feel vibrationally aligned to it. And basically my guide stopped it. It was so interesting. So okay, fine. Okay. I'll go back to him. It's scary. Okay, I will do that. This is what I'm saying. I love myself enough that I will do this stuff. However, it scares the shit out of me. So it's not about confidence. honestly, I am, when you meet me, I am so confident, like it oozes out of me, but it doesn't mean that I am physically confident, if that makes sense. I have to be like, we can do this. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. I don't think I think they'll try and put it in a box, and it's not like, that's the whole point of being a soul, right? Is it's not supposed to go in a box. However, maybe it's time to sprinkle the Lucy Davis dust and just start to open. To be honest with you, I have become extremely like I say, this video that got sent to me yesterday, and it was basically sharing that I am, you know, just a bad person. Like, I'm a bad person because I'm speaking with Charlie Ward, and I'm a bad person because, you know, clearly I'm abusing people, and whatever, I can't even remember what it said, but, you know, that's somebody's perspective. But actually I read that and I was like, oh my God, that's such a shame that they feel that way about themselves. You know, that they think that to go out there and have conversations like I'm having comes from a space of, you know, financial gain, and it's not. I do 95% of my stuff for free. Literally, I do 95% of my stuff for free. The 5% that I keep for my, you know, for my members and everything like that is just the creme de la creme. You know, like I have to make sure that if I'm giving people my time, love, and effort, that they break through. And actually, I'm not sure if Caroline's still on here. Kaz Taylor, sorry, Kaz Fletcher. That Kaz Taylor is a girl that I used to know when I was like 16. How interesting is that? Kaz Fletcher, if she's still on here now, I'm not sure, but she is somebody who has literally gone from being, for want of better words, a wreck when I met her, like completely, you know, I know that she won't mind me saying this, you know, she's gone from being very insecure, very sabotaging, to flying right now, literally flying, you know. So it's extremely extreme. Like, I know that there is, I know there's the possibility, I know there's the potential to do this. You know, it's so interesting. It's so very interesting. Anyway, guys, long story short, we did good shit yesterday. You know, it's taken me an hour and 10 minutes, but yeah, we did good shit yesterday. I'm sending you all love wherever you are around the world. New Zealand, thank you for being with us again, babe. I know it's late over there. It's 11:11, and I know this video is going to end on 1 hour and 11 minutes. So, guys, what can I say? I love you to the moon and stars. Thank you for your support always. I'm going to be back with Donna and Maxine on Thursday. I've got more videos to upload this week. I'm also doing an interview with Nicholas Veneman. I don't know if that's how you say his name, but that's what I'm doing this week as well. Love you to the moon and stars, guys. Have the most beautiful Sunday. Stay safe, keep warm, and be good. Happy Valentines, my babes. Well, that was